I think the NBA dropped the ball.
In what way?
I think he should have been suspended. I think Adam should have suspended him. First of all, Adam's Jewish. You can't take my $40 million and insult my religion.
He doesn't get it, but he thinks you don't get it. He thinks we don't get it. We're the lost souls. We don't comprehend.
It's fraudulent, and that it's a PR effort. I mean, and the reason it's fraudulent is because Kyrie Irving did not, as usual, take any accountability for, in this case, his words. He never does.
All right, whether or not you consider yourself a sports fan, you've probably been inundated with posts all online about NBA star Kyrie Irving. The Brooklyn Nets player is suspended indefinitely following the handling of his tweet that included a link to a movie promoting anti-Semitic tropes. That tweet has since been deleted, by the way.
Yeah, but Irving's suspension didn't come immediately. The whole thing actually started last week when he was first questioned about promoting the film.
And to follow up on the promotion of the movie and the book.
Can you please stop calling it a promotion? What am I promoting?
Put it out on your platform.
But I'm promoting it? Do you see me doing, do you see me in front of
putting it out there,
the title?
people are going to say that you are
Yeah, I
promoting.
put it out there just like you put things out there, right?
Yeah, but
okay.
It's not
you put
stuff,
things out there for a living, right?
Right, but my stuff
Great.
is
So
not
let's move on.
filled
Let's
with
move on.
anti-Semitic
Let's
stuff.
move on. Don't dehumanize me up here.
Like I said, Kyrie eventually deleted his tweet, but his combativeness and refusal to say he was indeed anti-Semitic sparked demands for the Nets and the NBA to take action against him. When asked why the Nets did not suspend Kyrie, here's what the team's general manager said on Tuesday.
At this point, it's you know, we don't want to cause you know, more fuss right now, more interaction with people. Like, let's let him simmer down and let's let this whole, I guess, let's the cooler minds prevail. And I think we need to go out and become, you know, educate ourselves, educate the whole group, and get some direction. Seek from the experts, you know, and the experts is, you know, one of them is certainly the ADL.
Well, less than 24 hours later after that statement, the Nets and Kyrie Irving announced they would be donating $500,000 each to organizations that fight hate, as well as work with the Anti-Defamation League. Irving also says he did not mean any harm and that he opposes all forms of hate.
Yeah, but even after that donation announcement, demands for Kyrie to take a stronger stance against anti-Semitism continued to grow louder. And on Thursday, Irving publicly addressed the situation again during a press conference, in which he did clarify that he did not make the film and that some things in it were not true and simply unfortunate. Now, when asked whether he had any anti-Semitic beliefs, Irving said, quote, "I respect all walks of life and embrace all walks of life." That's where it is.
Yeah. But once again, many people, including those on his own team, didn't think that was good enough. And a few hours after that presser, the Nets suspended Kyrie indefinitely without pay, saying, quote, "We were dismayed today when given an opportunity in a media session that Kyrie refused to say he has no anti-Semitic beliefs nor acknowledge specific hateful material in the film." This was not the first time he had the opportunity but failed to clarify. Such failure to disavow anti-Semitism when given a clear opportunity to do so is deeply disturbing. It is against the values of our organization and constitutes conduct detrimental to the team, end quote.
The Anti-Defamation League also criticized Irving's comments, saying, "We were optimistic, but after watching the debacle of a press conference, it's clear that Kyrie feels no accountability for his actions. The ADL cannot in good conscience accept his donation."
Some people are also speculating the suspension is what finally resulted in Kyrie giving in, but we don't know for sure that and can only show you what he finally posted Thursday night. So I'm going to read the whole thing for you, and it reads, quote, "To all Jewish families and communities that are hurt and affected from my post, I'm deeply sorry to have caused you pain, and I apologize. I initially reacted out of emotion to being unjustly labeled anti-Semitic, instead of focusing on the healing process of my Jewish brothers and sisters that were hurt from the hateful remarks made in that documentary. I want to clarify any confusion on where I stand fighting against anti-Semitism by apologizing for posting the documentary without context and a factual explanation outlining the specific beliefs in the documentary I agreed with and disagreed with. I had no intentions to disrespect any Jewish cultural history regarding the Holocaust or perpetrate any hate, end quote. Now, despite Kyrie's apology, the Nets organization says there's going to be some steps and measures put in place before entertaining the opportunity to bring him back.
Yeah, so let's take a pause real quick and really examine that term, anti-Semitic, because we've been hearing it a lot these days, and some people may genuinely get lost in what it really means. But basically, it refers to a specific hatred or perception of Jews. The U.S. government says it can be demonstrated in a number of ways, including calling for or justifying the killing or harming of Jews, accusing Jews as a people of being responsible for real or imagined wrongdoing committed by a single Jewish person or group, denying the genocide of the Jewish during the Holocaust, or holding Jews collectively responsible for actions of the State of Israel.
Now, in the aftermath of the controversy related to Kyrie and Ye, there have been a number of instances of anti-Semitism, both on social media and in person. For example, out in Southern California, a group held up Nazi salutes behind a banner saying Kanye was right, draped on a bridge over the 405 freeway. And out in Northeast Florida, anti-Semitic messages were projected on a building as tens of thousands gathered in Jacksonville to watch the Florida-Georgia football game.
On the flip side, though, the rise in these anti-Semitic events, it's motivating some people to do something and give back. 3 days after that football game, the Jewish Federation and Foundation of Northeast Florida announced it received a $1 million donation from a resident named David Miller, the co-founder of Brightway Insurance. And he told LX News why he did it.
When we all saw those hate-filled messages during the Florida-Georgia game, I'm sure 99% of the people at Jacksonville were thinking what I was thinking, and that is that doesn't represent us. We are a loving and a wonderful community that is inclusive and does all kinds of things to help each other out. Certainly didn't reflect who we were as a community, but it made us realize that this challenge presented a unique opportunity. I, like so many people in Jacksonville who know it as a loving and a wonderful and inclusive community, were shocked that not only people would use something like the Florida-Georgia game as an opportunity to spread hate, but that how quickly that message can spread, and how important it is, I think, for us to realize that we have an opportunity to send a different message. And love is stronger than hate, and the fact that people in our community in particular, and I believe communities across the country, recognize that working together and collaborating, building up, is far stronger than the forces that want to tear us apart.
Now, the money will go to Together Strong Community Fund to fight anti-Semitism and bring everyone together. Here's how the CEO of the organization described the donation to our LX News host, Eric Alvarez.
Tell me what went through your mind when you heard that amount.
When he shared with us this gift that he had been thinking about a couple of days prior to sharing with us, we were overwhelmed, deeply appreciative, and this will absolutely allow us to do what we had envisioned, both within our community and, more importantly, working collaboratively with the community at large.
So can you tell us a little bit more about what you did have envisioned? How will this money help?
So there were two priorities that we have been working on for over a year. The first priority was to increase and enhance our security and safety in the community. And that will mean that we will have our own community security director working on behalf of the Jewish community and being a liaison to law enforcement and local FBI. The second was an initiative that we've been talking about, where a Jewish Community Relations Council, an arm of the Federation that would work with our elected officials, work with the interfaith community, work with the educational superintendents and educators in the community, to begin to educate and promoting programs and conversations around tolerance, acceptance, and making Jacksonville a safe home for all walks of life, all faiths and religions, all races, and all gender identification.